Commiseration, Spencer. Your reaction to the game?
Staggering contrast to this time last week. I said to them in there, we'll take the plaudits this time last week where we were fantastic, and tonight we were the complete opposite. We were extremely poor, started the game poorly, goal down, never got going, and got what we deserved. I suppose people will look and say, if Pagey scores that open goal and it makes it 1-1, but Basingstoke were far superior to us, and it was a very poor performance from so many different facets. We couldn't look after the ball, we were out-muscled, there was no quality when we did have good possession, we weren't on the second balls. It was a very, very bad evening at the office, and all I can do is try and put it down to that. I've said to them, just a massive task against the informed side on Saturday, and we've got a massive, really quick turnaround, and we've got to come back in 36 hours and with a gigantic task. But if we turn up like that, we'll be in terrible trouble, and I'm very, very disappointed with the level of performance from my side.
You're on a 2-game unbeaten winless run. Are you going to change anything to the side?
Oh yeah, there'll have to be changes. It was such a poor performance, but I thought 8 or 9 players were very poor today for us. It wasn't 1 or 2. If it was that easy to sort out one facet. But we've started both games very poorly. We are playing good sides at the moment, but I said we're much better than that. As I said, only this time last week everyone was raving about a fantastic performance, and a week later we were really terrible, and I'm angry, I'm disappointed, and there'll definitely be changes for Saturday, and there'll have to be, because Sutton, I saw them on Tuesday night and they were exceptional, and they're big and strong, and it's going to be a massively tough ask, but let's see what the character there is in the dressing room.
It's not ideal preparation, not only a day. How do you preview the Sutton game? They're a tough team, and Paul Doswell was here tonight.
Yeah, they're the form side in the division. He's the manager of the month. They've got a fabulous squad, but he hasn't seen us tonight. We'll have to be up to the levels of the performance we were at Hayes to have any chance. And as I said, it can't get over how disappointed and angry I am about tonight. There's no point ranting and raving of them in there right now. They know how poor they were. It's the start of the game that sets the tone. And Sutton are a very big side, very strong, a lot of experience. And we've just got to be a lot better. As I said, we've got a lot of quality players in there that just didn't perform tonight. I said front to back, there was so many of them. It was almost all of them. I said there were a couple of only performances that were even close to acceptable. So we've got to just put it in the bin. We've just got to. There's no other way. It's definitely our worst home performance of the season. Very disappointing crowd, and it's very tough. We can't magic up experience that we'd like to bring in, and we just don't have the money. We're not going to make excuses for it, but I'm afraid there's going to have to be some very serious decisions made about the football club. When you can only draw just over 200 people for a local derby on a nice evening, it's really, really tough. And the players throughout the season, we're sitting lower mid-table. We're doing okay, but it doesn't hide from the fact that tonight I'm just furious and disappointed with the level of performance, because we just haven't tested Basingstoke enough. Besides the 2 chances we've had, they could have scored 3 or 4 more. And I said there were so many facets that were very poor.
And on the player front, you lost Steve Laidler to Kingstonian yesterday. You've also signed up Matt Ball in midfield for the remainder of the season. Are you pleased to get him signed up on loan?
Well, I was pleased until tonight. I thought he was one. I don't like really picking on players, and I said there's most of them I could pick on. I thought he was very poor for his level of quality coming out of the Football League. And the Laidler situation is very simple. We have to look forward to the club. He has what he wanted for next season, and we were nowhere near it. So it's quite simple. And then when you see our attendances, we just can't afford these type of players. So he's a player that did particularly well for us last season, but also the fact that we've got lots of cover, and the simple fact of it is that we've got to cut our cloth accordingly. And when you see an attendance like today, and I really thought it would be 350 plus, you'll see why we're in desperate financial trouble, which is really hard, because there's a number of really hard, loyal supporters that are doing so much for this club, and the things off the pitch are improving an awful lot, and it's very disappointing when we're only sitting, whatever it is, 14th in the table to have an attendance like that. But we're trying our best. It's very difficult. Our hands are tied behind our back. I'm pleased we've got Matt in for the season. It's nice to get Tyrone Berry back, And you know, as I said, we're working hard on contracts for 4 or 5 that have already, you know, nearly there. And I've got to look very carefully, because I said it's very difficult to know what money you're going to have, and I said when you've got attendances, like most clubs to be fair, that are spiralling downwards.
You got a points target for the season?
Yeah, I think the problem you've got at the moment is that the Dorchesters, Tunbridges, Maidenheads, Whitehawk, obviously with a new manager well known to us, you know, they're all winning games. So normally you would say sort of 42 points, 43, but I think it's going to be sort of 45 to 47. So we've got to go and get sort of 4 more wins. It's very difficult, and you know, but you've just got to take the games. You know, in some respects, you've got to look forward to the fact you've got to play 2 of the 3 best sides in the division up next, Sutton and Bromley. 2 massive games, massively underdogs. We're not expected to get anything from them, but you know, we have upset the odds at this football club while I've been here in the last 2 and a bit years on numerous occasions, and we've got to try and do it again. And you know, we'd be positive about it. As I said, it's the best we can take out of tonight. Terrible night for us on the pitch and off the pitch with the attendance, and we've got to bounce back and you know, try and get something against the form side in the division.